Hey, what up, guys? It's your boy, motherfucker. Alright, they already know, so it doesn't matter. They already know, okay? It couldn't have been better planned. I don't have to say nothing. They know who I am. And yeah, my boy Pcull joining me again for the fun, for the ending.
Oh man, I'm excited. Let's do this.
I was just excited. Okay. We off the bat we're gonna start fucking skipping. So I read Sausage Fest, so
skippity doo dah, skippity gay.
Oh my god, no skip, please. I hate this part. Oh my god,
this part really gay.
Okay. Voice acting from here. No more skipping.
Okay.
It took a little to see that. Okay, let's skip a little bit more until we. Okay, here we go. We got it. Okay.
That's the third time you've done that.
Shut up. Just go.
Alright, you want me to get 7?
Yeah, unless you want to. I mean, I don't know.
I'd like to.
Alright, give it a shot.
Excuse me.
That's not Seven's voice.
It is now. No, I'm just kidding. We've got a problem.
Oh my god, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Excellent.
Clover's gone.
Junpei and his 3 companions looked at one another. And the music! Holy shit. Turn back to 7 and Lotus. What do you mean, God? Okay, no, maybe I should put his voice back to normal. That's like 7's voice or something. Santa, Ace, and June had their own questions to ask.
When? Why?
You two went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you? 7 and Lotus responded as best they could.
Yeah, we went through the door together. But Clover barely spoke to us. She just did her own thing the whole time. There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1. She wouldn't let us into the 4th room. She just said, I'll take care of this one. And shut the door! She must have blocked it with something on the other side or something. We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out. We called for her, but she didn't answer. So I kicked down the door! She went into the room.
Oh my god.
What? It was empty. There's no one in there. Clover wasn't there. There was one on the other wall. So I kicked it in too! It was open. We figured she opened the door and left by herself. We ran after her, of course, but... Well, obviously we didn't find her. We figured that much out. Clover's gone.
Clover's gone. Jumping up for a moment. When did this happen?
We got here just before you. You started an excellent timing.
And bad luck, apparently.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircases?
No, we haven't.
Finally, Ace spoke. His voice had an edge of resolve and concern. Very well then, we'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin. There were quick nods all around, and the 6 remaining players spread out. I want to play a game.
I want to play a little game.
Junpei and June ran to the large hospital room together. As quickly as they could, they searched around under the beds and in the corners. She's not here.
No, she isn't.
Alright, just in case, we should go take a look in the shower room.
The shower room?
Okay, guys. Check this out. That's where her brother is. She might have gone to see him. Interestingly enough, Junpei didn't make this decision last time, and this is like nearly the same path we took. Nearly.
Yeah, what was different?
Why? Huh? Why? We'll see in a little bit. Hold up. Junpei Well, we might as well check, right? Let's go. There was a screwdriver stuck between the door and the frame. Junpei and June slipped through the door, moved down the hallway, and stepped into the shower room.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy, I never wanted to see this room again. No luck.
Yeah, I don't think she's here.
June's voice was faint. As she placed her hands over her mouth, her face looked a little green.
Marv!
A little green with envy. The stench of the room was almost unbearable. It had grown far more unpleasant since their last visit. If Junpei had eaten a lunch, he would have had difficulty retaining it. He wanted to leave the room as soon as possible, but he had to be sure. and the only way to be sure was to check the other side of the divider. Wait here. June offered no resistance and nodded weakly to Junpei as he headed around the divider. He stopped at the corner and turned his head. As he expected, Clover was nowhere to be seen. The only thing on the other side of the divider was a dead body, lying in a reddish brown
Oh my god.
puddle of dry blood.
They just gotta be so vivid.
Yeah, there are many ways a man can die, but the skull, oh my god. The skull was shattered and the head little more than pulpy mass of brain, bone and viscera. The left arm was hideously twisted into a horrific alien shape, the bright white of the ulna shining through the remains of the skin and muscle. What the fuck, man? Huh? Wait! Bright white. Ulna. Bones. The pieces fell into place. Junpei remembered something Clover had told him in the laboratory.
What?
My brother?
What?
Yeah, go ahead. Keep reading. Read.
My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Of course. Of course!
What?
Why hadn't he realized it earlier? Clover had told Junpei that Snake's left arm was prosthetic. But the left arm of the corpse behind the divider was quite clearly a real human arm. Or at least it had been once. That meant... the corpse was not Snake's.
What the fuck?
Junpei, this is only the tip of the iceberg, man.
Oh my god,
and
this
June
is ridiculous.
headed toward the large hospital room. They stepped through the door and out of the shower room. It only gets crazy from here, man. Oh, you're gonna enjoy this. Down the hallway they went, searching for Clover in every corner. They had reached the stairs when Seven appeared, breathless and yelling.
Yeah. Junpei! June! Where are you guys?
He looked pale, his face was drawn. Something terrible had happened. Junpei's breath caught in his throat. Did something happen? Seven drew a shaking hand across his face and gulped down a breath of air.
Clover is dead.
What the fuck in hell?
I found her in the first class bathroom.
Wait a second. First class bathroom? We were just there, door number 5. Interesting. The first puzzle we solved in the 5th door was that. This is where, interestingly enough, Seven left something in here to leave the door unlocked, didn't he? Everyone's already here. I'm gonna die of a heart attack! All sounds ceased for Junpei. The world was an empty, muffled expanse. Then he began to hear his own breathing. Oh my god, the music! Holy shit! Oh my god.
What the hell?
She's been slaughtered. June's mouth moved, but he heard nothing.
And her butt's all sticking out. That's
I know, it's crazy. She tried once more, and then her energy was gone, and she collapsed against the wall. He couldn't have helped her, but he could have helped her, but he hadn't, and now she was dead. So he stood there, frozen in place. Clover. Clover! Why? Why had this happened? He forced his body to move. Each step felt like another nail pounded into his heart. Finally, he was in front of her. He knelt and placed 3 fingers against Clover's neck. No pulse, no breath. She was still warm and her eyes were closed peacefully. It would have been easy to think she was asleep. Easy, that is, were it not for the slow expanding puddle of blood beneath her. Ugh. He traced his source to her back, a gash just beneath her shoulder blade. Was the weapon a knife, perhaps? If it was a knife, the killer had taken it when they left.
Assassination.
When he closed his eyes, he saw Clover smile, her innocent smile, her energy. He would never see her smile again. He could have done something. He could have helped her. His stomach twisted itself to a sickening knot. Junpei lifted a limb, June from the floor. A limp June from the floor, sorry. And carried her from the bathroom.
Lifted up a limb. What is this, Saving Private Ryan?
I don't know, man. Are you alright? It was a foolish question, and he knew it.
Yes, I think so.
Her voice was weak. The fever had gone down, but the emotional scars she'd received were not likely to recede as quickly. Junpei laid his hand on her shoulder, and they walked back to the bedroom. You should get some rest. He lowered June until she was sitting against the bed. She nodded once and stared at the floor. Wow, I love these angles. There were 4 others in the room. Ace, Lotus, Santa, and Seven. They all stared at nothing, their faces drawn and tired. After a while, they drifted into the bathroom to see Clover's corpse themselves. Once everyone was back in the bedroom, Junpei walked slowly to the center of it and looked around as the slumped figures scattered there. Who was the first to find the body?
Me.
Seven spoke from behind Junpei. He turned around. Oh, Terminator status. Huh? See what I did there? Okay, Seven's hand was up. Why'd you come into this room?
To look for Clover, of course. Why else? Silly girly man. I found a body in the bathroom. As soon as I did, I ran outside and I started screaming. Got to the top of the stairs by the casino and yelled as loud as I could. Hey guys, I found her, but it's bad! In the bathroom, in the first class cabin. Come quick! Or something like that, who knows? Kids got it confusing. Then I went back to the bathroom. You know, in the bathroom! Hey Santa, yeah. Hey Santa and Lotus showed up real soon after that. They heard my powerful scream. But I guess you two hadn't heard me or something, because you didn't show like little girly people. So we took down off the stairs looking for you. After that, I mean, you know the rest, right?
Junpei nodded and closed his eyes. There was one more thing he needed to ask. Seven, there's one more thing I'm worried about.
What the hell do you want?
When we finished all the puzzles in this room and got the door open, you stuck one of those plates in between the door and the frames, right? Why'd you do that?
Come on, didn't I already tell you that? I did it so that the door wouldn't lock. So we could come back to this room. Oh, shit. You think I did it, little girly man?
Well, I don't know. That kind of depends on what you say, doesn't it?
Follow me.
There were 2 doors standing next to one another. He opened the one on the right. This one. Behind the door was a closet. Seven stepped inside. I almost said stop. Oh my god. He stood in front of one of the shelves that filled it and gestured toward a small box. The box was a small metal cube. Oh, and the music. He looked at Junpei.
This is the reason. This safe. Couldn't open it when we were getting through this room. I figured there might be something pretty important in it. I could stop thinking about it. Besides, I figured eventually we might figure out what the numbers are for the safe. And if we did, I didn't want to screw around with door 5 again. So we put the plate in the exit door so we could get back that way. You get it now?
Junpei nodded and looked at the safe. He grabbed the handle and shook it.
I'm frozen.
What's up? You're frozen?
Yep.
Give me a second. Okay. What about now? Okay, you good?
Yep.
Alright. He grabbed the handle and shook it. Nothing happened. It was as locked as it had been when Seven found it. I don't know why he tried. There was one change, however. Just underneath the safe was a pile of fine reddish-brown powder. Rust. Junpei stared at it for a moment. Had someone opened the safe, dislodging the rust? Junpei left the closet. Seven followed him back to the bedroom.
Clever monkey.
It was cold and quiet. No one spoke. They sat frozen in place by shock and grief and fatigue. The room felt tiny and oppressive, and a thick metallic smell of blood filled the room. Oh, I know that smell. Junpei turned and headed for the living room. Anything to get out of here. Or there. Or everywhere.
I will not eat it in a box. I will not eat it with a fox.
Was there some other clue, perhaps? Anything that might lead him to whoever had stabbed Clover? He took his time and examined the room carefully. His eyes caught the door. The door led to the passageway of door number 5. Behind the door was the dead body of the 9th man. Alright, here we go, guys. Maybe I should have another look at it, just in case. Quietly, he pushed open the door. The smell hit him like a blow to the face. His lungs contracted, unwilling to inhale such fetid air. Acid boiled up from the base of his stomach, churning what little food was there into a violent froth.